Hello. Some of you may know my name is Georgie. I am the owner and dyer behind the Fibre Fox yarns. I hate filming myself. This doesn't come naturally to me at all. I bought a little microphone a while ago for doing YouTube, and then I totally chickened out of it. I'm not the most confident person, but I'll be totally real with you. When we started our business 8 years ago this year, it was easier. Instagram gave back to businesses in a way. I don't know, yeah, it was easier to get traction, get followers, get sales, stuff like that. And these days it's really hard, really, really hard. You know, we've got a lot of followers and a lot of our content is not shown to most of you. And so I am doing what I can and doing what the algorithm wants you to do these days, which is make content, film reels, film videos. Like I say, I got this microphone to do YouTube, but that feels a little beyond me at the moment. So I thought, why not use Instagram, as it's something that I already use every day. We already have a big platform on, and yeah. So yes, my name's Georgie. I am 34 years old. I live in the Lincolnshire Wolds with my husband and our almost 2-year-old little girl, which I can't quite believe I almost have a 2-year-old. And yeah, we are a hand-dyed yarn studio, and as you can see behind me, we also stock quilting fabrics, all 100% cotton, great for patchwork quilting. You can do dressmaking with it. It's up to you what you want to make. So yeah, I thought I would start doing, maybe not every week, maybe not every other week, potentially once a month, I might do a little roundup of things that I have been making, things that I'm working on, things I've been dyeing, things I've been reading, watching, listening to, and yeah, just doing a little video update on what's going on with us here. So yes, without further ado, let's go into it. So July's been a good month. We've been dyeing lots of advent calendar yarn. I've been dyeing heaps for our first ever open day, which was last Saturday, and we had a great day. Lots of people came to come and support us. Friends came to surprise us from a really long way away. It was a really, really lovely day. We had a great time, and it was wonderful. Not only that, we've actually managed to have our first ever, in 2 years, we've managed to have our first proper sort of date day without our little girl. Every day that she is at nursery, we come to work, so we haven't really had any time for us. But earlier this year, when it was announced that Leslie Odom Jr. would be reprising his role as Aaron Burr in Hamilton in the West End, my husband and I are huge Hamilton fans, and so yeah, we knew we had to go and get tickets. So we went to London. We had a really nice day out. Leslie was incredible. Yeah, it was wonderful. We had a great day of tasty food. Yeah, it was really, really good. So yeah, we've had a nice active month in that sense, in that we've been busy with work, but we also got to do some nice fun stuff for us too, which was great. Making wise, I've finished a few things this month. Maybe I should prelude that by saying, so this is one of last month's finishes. This is the Misurina top by Caitlin Hunter, Boylan Knitworks. It's a fingering weight sweater. Absolutely love the colour work. I started this way back in March when we did our last Song of Yarn and Fibre Club, which is based on the book series / TV series of A Song of Ice and Fire, or Game of Thrones. So these were my colours inspired by Daenerys, very specifically when she is first made Khaleesi. And yeah, so this colour here is Khaleesi, and then this is the Great Grass Sea. Absolutely loved this duo. As I say, I dyed up the prototypes and everything and started knitting this in March, and then it got put on the back burner because on the last day of March I was unexpectedly admitted to hospital with a very nasty liver infection and ended up being there for 3 weeks. Ended up being in hospital 3 weeks, ended up with surgery, finally came out, and yeah, finished this last month. I think I finished this in June, so this was one of last month's makes. This month I have finished, I cast on and finished the new Summer Stripes tee by Claire Jackson of Perfectly Knotted. So it's a little bit creased. I've had it crumpled up on my table clearly. So I used our silky sock base in 3 different colours. I used Briar Rose for the main. This is a pink that I've been dyeing for the full 8 years that I have been under the Fibre Fox name. It's one of my favourite pinks. I think it's really wearable. It's got like a slightly peachy undertone. It's not too clean, not too bright. It's just one of my absolute favourites. yes, I used that for the MC, and then for the CCs, I used Field Poppy and Desdemona for the stripes. And I love this little micro stripe detail, it's really cute. And then likewise, these have got folded hems, so I finished on that colour, but then knit the folded hem in the Field Poppy too, so you just get a nice little pop of colour at the bottom. Both the neckline and the cuffs on the arms have also got a nice little neat folded hem, sits really, really nicely. Needs a good little block after knitting, because obviously folded hems tend to flip up a little bit, but not the end of the world, it blocked out really nicely. So yeah, that was one of my whips for this month, and finished it, very, very pleased with it. I definitely want to knit another one. I've got so many different colours of minis in stock at the moment. As I say, this is our silky sock, which is a 2-ply base, and is 80% merino, 20% silk. It's a really lovely yarn. It's got a lovely finish to it. It's got a little bit of a drape because of the silk, a little bit of sheen because of the silk, good amount of strength because of the silk, so it shouldn't pill too much. Takes dye beautifully. Yeah, just absolutely love that one. So yes, trying not to cast one on immediately, but it's very tempting. Right, and then next up, I have to stand up for this one, although you might have already seen my reel last week on this one. I finished my Christmas Joy quilt by, lo and behold, Stitchery. So I used the Foraged Found and Hand Me Down range by Fancy That Design House, who are one of my absolute favourite quilting designers for Moda. The fabrics that they do are just beautiful. I absolutely love this background print with the little multicoloured stars. And because of how ginormous this quilt is, I think it comes in at like about 90 inches by 100, maybe 84 by 100 inches. So it's a big one. It's a good one for a king size bed. So I sent this one off to lovely Cherry at Cherry Quilts. And she did me this gorgeous pantograph design that has like a combination of rainbows and flowers and leaves. And yeah, it's just so happy, so lovely. And I'm absolutely thrilled with the finished make on that one. I'm really sad that I have to have it as a shop sample for quite a while, because I would gladly go and put that on my bed at home. That's very me. My husband likes it a lot as well. So yes, that's my 2 sort of finished makes. I've got another make that will be finished by the end of the month. I just need to sew the binding on. So last Christmas, and I didn't get it finished in time for Christmas, I started this lovely table runner using a charm pack from Tiny Christmas by Lizzie House Designs. Just really, really fun. Really, really cute prints. I'll see if I can zoom in and show you. It's got like, I put the postage stamp on the border. Quilting kind of covers it up a little bit, but yeah, it's like a little Christmas postage stamp fabric with a little like Yeti, little abominable snowman on his bike with his baby. Poinsettias. There's some cats and things hidden in here. You see some little kitties. Quite a lot of her prints have cats on them. And then they kind of give me almost like a jelly cat vibe. There's things like the little candy cane with the smiley face, which is very cute. So yes, that will be finished. I just need to do the hand stitching on the back for the border. So yes, pleased with that one. Looks really nice. So that's it for finished objects. So 1 quilt, 1 jumper, 1 almost finished table runner. Yeah, so finished objects is done. Sorry, you can tell I'm not used to doing this kind of stuff. This isn't me at all. Right, whips. What whips am I currently working on? So I'm not a monogamous crafter. I'm sure a lot of us are not monogamous crafters. So I have a multitude of whips, but what I'm actively working on at the moment, I have multiple quilts, but the one that I'm mostly focusing on is just a really, really simple log cabin design that I just wanted to do something for an easy to teach class now that we're open. I want to do some quilting classes, potentially some knitting classes. Haven't really decided yet, but definitely quilting because I have so much fabric stock. So yeah, I'm working on a really easy log cabin design using Ruby Star Society fabrics in a multitude of different pale pinks, darker pinks, lime greens and white. Just a few example little blocks for you here, which I just love the Ruby Star fabrics. Love these little patchwork houses, shooting stars. This bird print is one of my favourites as well. Yeah, little bunnies and moons. So yeah, that's the quilting project that I've been working on over the last week. Knitting wise, I am currently knitting. So I said earlier about this being our last Game of Thrones club. Our next Game of Thrones club launches this Friday, and it's another sort of neutrally one. that I don't think it's going to show up very well on camera. So the inspiration for this month's Game of Thrones Club is based on when Daenerys goes across the Red Waste to go and try and find people, land, anything, and ends up at the gates of Karth. And Karth is led by a group of people called the 13, and they are not the most hospitable. They only want to let people in who are going to be of benefit to them. So much so that the desert around the city is named the Garden of Bones, and every time that the Kartheen turn somebody away, the garden grows. So I wanted to do a colour based on them. So there was sort of like this sandy undertone, and then I wanted the colours of the different silks and things that they're wearing layered over it. So it's actually made a really nice neutral because the undertone has toned all the kind of pastel rainbow colours that I dyed a bit more kind of neutral, a bit like a dirty rainbow. I've got a couple of skeins here to show you. So you can see that there is like this sandy undertone, but then there are these bits of pink and green and blue and like some like slightly darker bits of brown and things. I'm definitely eyeing up knitting myself a new sweater or cardigan in that one. But I did crank it up on my Erlbacker into a sock tube so that I could knit some socks in it. But I do think the colour is going to be hard to show because it is. Now you can see there are stripes of blue and green and pink and yeah, and the nice little speckles and things. So I have knit a sock to show. So yes, this is going to be called the 13. This is Garden of Bones, and then I wanted to do a third tonal this month, just because I'm a pink girl. And I did this lovely sort of very neutral, dirty pink. If you look at it in comparison to Briar Rose, it's kind of like a bit more brown. And yeah, that one is going to be called the Spice King. And yeah, I'm really pleased with that little trio. So they'll be launching on Friday, and as I say, I've got a big old sock tube on, so I will cast on a second sock later probably. And then, so that's my sock knitting that I'm working on. And then my other main whip that I'm working on is a Show Your Colours tee by Sari Nordlund. So this is again a lovely fingering weight sweater. The original design uses 4 colours. No, sorry, 5 colours, 1 main colour and 4 contrasting. I'm using 5. And the original one had them as colour blocked stripes. So this whole section would have just been in 1 colour. This section would have been in another colour. And then there'd be 2 more stripe sections, both in their own colours. But I wanted to make it a bit more stripy all over. So I'm using Desdemona as the main colour, which is a lovely, sort of very, very pale pink, named after my favourite David Austin rose in my garden. And then I'm using 5 colours of minis as contrast. So we've got Hibiscus, which is a lovely sort of, it's a neon pink, but with more of an orangey corally undertone. So that's Hibiscus. That is So Fetch. Briar Rose again, that is the Fellowship, and that one is Lichen. Anybody who knows me knows that pink and green are my favourite colours, and I love to use them in projects together because I just think they go beautifully. So yeah, I'm really pleased with how this one's knitting up. It's nice knit. Now that I'm on the body, it's growing nice and quickly. I've got that all in one of our handmade project bags that you can get on our website as well. My mum makes these. She's an amazing sewer. They're really well made and in the prettiest fabrics, if I say so myself. So yes, that's all my whips. What am I currently enjoying? I'm currently reading Sunrise on the Reaping in anticipation of the movie coming out later this autumn. Yeah, absolutely loving that. Obviously, very tinged with sadness from it being a prequel, as you know how it ends. So I'm very sad every time I remember kind of how it's going. Haymitch is one of my favourite characters from the Hunger Games series, and yeah, it's great to kind of get more of a feel for his character when he was younger. So yeah, I'm reading that at the moment. I'm about 2/3 of the way through. Listening to wise, obviously since we went to go and see Hamilton this month, that has been back on repeat in the playlists. The new Olivia Rodrigo album we've been listening to a lot of. I'm a big musicals fan, so again, for the Pro Shot being released this year, I've been listening to a lot of Hadestown. There's various things that have been on in the playlist. One of our favourite bands re-recorded their first ever album, so if you are a Bring Me the Horizon fan, we've had that on in the car. Lily's been headbanging and making screamy noises along with it, which is very funny. Watching wise, we are currently watching, so weekly obviously we're watching House of the Dragon, which say less, I love it so much. It is, yeah, if you're a Thrones fan and you haven't watched House of the Dragon, I would thoroughly recommend it. It is absolutely brilliant. Earlier this year, Knight of the Seven Kingdoms came out. Again, if you haven't seen it, watch it. It's brilliant. And then currently we are, or rather I am rewatching, but Ben is watching for the first time, You. I watched the first, I want to say I've watched everything other than the final season. And he knew bits of it. So we've been watching that because we both like a bit of a thriller, a bit of a crime thing. And yep, so nearly finished with that. And then, yeah, that's kind of it at the moment. If you've got any recommendations of things that we should be watching, please do. My friends will laugh because they know what I'm like. I put things on a list and I just go back and rewatch something I've already seen, whether that's Game of Thrones or rewatching all of the Lord of the Rings movies or anything like that. I'm a bit rubbish at actually going and watching new stuff. I love a comfort watch. If you're a knitter, you get it. You know, when you're making something, it's nice to have that. I don't need to concentrate too much on what's going on the telly because I've already seen it. I know what's going to happen. I don't need to be giving 100% of my focus to that, which I think is one of the reasons why, yeah, I stick to the things that I enjoy and rewatch them a lot. So yeah, I think that's kind of July's roundup. Hope this wasn't incredibly boring. Oh gosh, 16 minutes. Wow, that's a lot. That's a lot talking. I'm going to go and do some dyeing. I have dyed that lovely 13 colour across all of our different, not all of them, but across a good amount of bases. I don't know if it's going to pick up on the camera here. This is our new sparkle sock yarn. We already have gold and silver and bronze, but they've recently brought out a sort of mermaid iridescent sparkle, so loving that. And I've dyed the Garden of Bones, the beige colour, across all of them. So I need to go and dye the Spice King colour across all of those this morning before it gets too hot, because we work in an industrial unit. So in this heat wave, it does get very, very hot and very muggy here, which is why I got in this morning before 8 o'clock so that I could hopefully be done by lunchtime and then go home and sit in the shade. So yes, thank you very much for joining me for a little Whip Wednesday month roundup. I don't have a name for this, it's just general ramblings with me. And I hope that you have a great day, and I'll see you next month with hopefully some finished stuff. Bye.